I think this one is easier compared to lab2 statcrunch.com. Find stat exam. Open this one. Here we only have one data set, and that is on the first column, exam scores. These are not our class exam scores. Now let's follow these steps. The first one, we have to graph histogram. I'm going to follow steps, and the first one is graph. Now graph. Find histogram. Enter. Here we have to highlight exam scores. So this is our column that we have to work on. Just by clicking, you're gonna transfer your data to the right side of your screen. If not having this on right side, you're not able to compute. You're not able to graph this. And so following steps, let's see what this is asking. Scroll down, select frequency or related frequency. So it doesn't matter which one, let's use frequency. Select mean and median. It's better to choose like these mean and median for all these graphs, even if it's not asking, because using that you're able to better answer the discussion part. And okay, it's very small, hard to see. we have to select display value above bars. That one. And it doesn't matter how you draw this, how you graph this one. You can have horizontal or vertical bar. Starting point, it's asking to have 0. And class width is 10. And then here we have, so dividers is none. Here I have x-axis labels. This one is, since I have frequency, I'm going to frequency for vertical axis. For x-axis, we have exam scores. You have to type in. I already typed in, that's why I have these. You're not going to have this, you have to type in. Do exactly same as what I have here, exam scores, frequency, and histogram. That is for this data set, exam scores, and comma, your last name. We are ready to graph, so compute. Here is our graph. We can resize it. That is when you're not able to see the numbers that we have for frequencies above bars. By just resizing, you'll be able to see all these numbers. If you're trying to work on related frequency, you can do so. It doesn't matter which one. I'm going to work on that part too. Here we have, you should remember which one was for mean, what color was mean, and what color was median. So that way you can decide what is the shape of distribution. Remember what we had for when we try to find shape of distribution, we can compare mean and median, see if it's equal to, less than, or greater than. So let's just practice and repeat this part for relative frequency. So instead of frequency, now I have relative frequency. I want to see what numbers we're gonna have here. I have exactly same thing, but changing from frequency to relative frequency. Okay, so here is what I have. You can have either frequency or related frequency. Now, option, copy, right click, copy into Word. It's better to have your name first. What lab you are working on, because sometimes I may try to download your paper. So it's better to have your name. And paste here. So copy paste, Control C, Control V, or Command C, Command V. Now close this one. Stay on this page because we're going to use this data set again. This one is a stem plot. Again, graph. Find stem and leaf. I'm going to repeat. Graph, stem and leaf. Highlight exam scores. You should have this on right side. Leaf unit. Here it's asking to have 1. And here outlier trimming, none. Now compute. Here is what we have. Now we have to copy paste this into Word. So this is stem leaf. I'm going to close that one. Now dot plots. Again, graph. Now here dot plot. Again, exam scores. Following steps. We have to choose plot groups for each column. I already have this one. I'm not sure if you have the same thing. If not, just choose this for each column. Select the point size. I prefer to have 2 for point size. Again, mean, median. Title, I have dot plots. So this is exam scores and that is dot plots. Okay, let's see what I did here on the first one. Here, exam scores and then histograms. Okay, this one is the same. Now compute. This is what we have. You can resize. And this part we have one line twice. It's green and red. Again, option, copy, right click, copy. And here, paste. Next one is box plot. Again, graph, find box plot, exam scores, So using this one, we can find any outliers that we may have. We can have either horizontal or vertical. It doesn't matter which one. So if not selecting this, you are going to have a vertical. So let's just try this one first. Remember when we try to graph this box plot, we had Q1, Q2, Q3. Q2 was median, was this one. But here it's asking to select mean, so let's have one of these. So for all of these, I used mean and median. Title, same, but just change this part. This one is box plot. And that's it. Compute, we're going to have vertical box plot. So this one. We can copy paste this into Word, but I'm going to work on the other one, having a horizontal box plot. Again, it doesn't matter which one. Everything is same. Except this part on top, we have to select draw boxes horizontally. And that's it. Now compute. We can resize it. Now option, copy, right click, copy, paste. I'm going to close this one. And finally, we have to get summary stat. The summary stat, we have to use that summary. Since we have all the data in one column, we have to choose this one, columns, exam scores. Now I'm going to select these in order, these that it's asking for. It's sample size, minimum data value, Q1, Q2, or median, Q3, max, inner quartile range, mean, and standard deviation. All these in order. So first, highlight this one just by clicking. You can highlight it and transfer that to the other side of the screen. Next one, trying to highlight all of these, we have to press Control key and hold it, exactly same as what we did in lab 2. So after this one, you have to find, so hold Control key down and find minimum data value, Q1, Q2, which is median, Q3, max. We have inner quartile range, which is Q3 minus Q1, mean is on top, mean, and standard deviation. I selected all these. Now you can leave Control key. See, I have all of them here on right side. Do not try to click again on the left side because you're going to lose all these that you already transferred to the right side. Now compute. So this is what we have. Based on these, you can answer discussion part. Control C, Control V. On Mac, usually when you try to control copy paste, you'll be able to have the table, but here I'm not able to have that here. And that's fine. And finally, discussion part. So copy paste these questions here. Write your answer right after each one. Okay, number one, tell which graph for exam scores you found the most useful. So based on what you learn from lecture, see which one is the most useful and explain. Number two, what is the shape of histogram? State reason. Number three, using box plot for grades. You can see what is the shape of distribution and see if do we have outliers and what are those outliers. Number four, this one important. You have to calculate your z-score. So based on, it doesn't matter what number you use for your exam score. You can use, for example, your score for quiz number 5, your score for exam number 1. So anything. Use that one as X, that is your value. And to find z-score, you need to have mean and standard deviation. Mean and standard deviation are based on this data set that we have here from exam scores. It's not your own mean and standard deviation. It's from here that we already have on this part. We already have the answer for mean and standard deviation. You don't need to find it. Find a z-score. And then number 5, refer to z-score that you already have in number 4 and see what does that mean.